Hi Gigi, today is the 5th of May, the 1st of May 2023. So we're going to continue on talking about the Word software, Office Word. We had a, let me see, we were talking about, let me see, all these tabs. Go ahead. Yeah, the ribbons, right. Hold on a second. Yes. Okay. Okay, so you're back. So we were talking about the ribbons, right? And let me see, we already talked about this. More options. I think we talked about this already. The Trust Center. We talked about not to do any changes on the Trust Center, which is your macros and word macros and such, give or take. So never go in there because it's rather dangerous. You start messing up in there, and then somebody might hack into your computer, and it's better to stay away from that. Okay, so we talked about file. We talked about all this list already last time. Uh, just to refresh, home is to go home right here. New is to create a new document. Open is to open an old document, right? Info is about the page, whatever page. Save is you could save the page as the original, or you could save it with a different save as with a different name while keeping the original. Print is obviously print. Share if you want to share it. Export if you want to export it. We already talked about this. So let's go back. So let's go to home. This is if you type in something. Let me type in some gibberish, okay? And undo is to go back. See that? Or redo if you want to go back again. See that? Undo and redo. Okay? Paste. Yeah, paste. Let's say you copy and you want to paste. You click on paste and it pastes the information there. Control V, right? See that? Paste. Control V. See that? Paste, Control V. Okay. That's if you want to paste the same information on and on. If you go to Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, you can do it as many times as possible. Okay. And it usually goes into a clipboard. See? And you could also do Painter, Control Shift C and Control Shift V. It says, like the look in particular selection, you may apply it to the look on the other content of the document, meaning you keep the same format of the copy, right? Like, see the formats here? Same format. If you have video, you do. If you have pictures, you do pictures. If you want the same format, if you just want text only, you just do text only. And this is picture. If you want to do the picture, if you want to do merge the pasting into the document. Let me see here. Okay, and then the next one is just keep source formatting, the original source, right? So that would be, it usually goes into a clipboard. Everything that you copy goes into a clipboard. And if you have a history of the clipboard, you can see all the items on the clipboard that you copied in the past. But in this case, you don't have copies of anything yet, but you're going to have a history of, see, this is all we have. Right here, this is the only one we have. You could, if you have a history of copying, like Control C, you'll have a history on this pane right here on this side. History of all the copies, and you could paste all the history of copies into the page. It's on the usually say it saves in the clipboard. Let me see what a clipboard is, so I have an idea. What is a clipboard on a computer? Okay, clipboard is a it's a buffer that some operating systems, such as Windows in this case, provide for short-term storage and transfer between the applications. The clipboard is usually temporary or an unnamed copy, a copy of something. It could be a JPEG, it could be a picture, it could be a text document, it could be anything. And the clipboard usually temporary and unnamed, and its contents reside in the computer's RAM. You copy and paste. That's where it goes to. When you copy, you don't copy to the hard drive. You copy to the memory. Like when I'm doing this right here, let's say if I highlight this, I highlight that. I control C. It's clipboard. It's copying. See the bottom 24-page clipboard items in the bottom. Okay, so that's copying into the memory, and then you paste that into whatever location you want to. Like in this case. Yeah, it goes away when you restart the computer. See that? I got that from the clipboard. Okay, so it goes to the RAM. When it saves to the RAM. It doesn't save to the hard drive. So it's just temporary, and it's unnamed. It doesn't have a name. It's not like you copy and then you paste it and you rename it to something, and then it retains in the computer every time you turn it off. Okay? So the next side, so we did the undo and the clipboard. Clipboard is important if you want to copy and paste. Okay? Such as documents, such as photos, such as media, such as audio. It could be any format that you need. So the next one is the font, the type of font you want to add into the letter. There's a lot of fonts. Okay, there's thousands of fonts. But usually Windows has a limited amount of fonts. But you could add more fonts, like this type of font in Magneto. See the difference? If you type in Magneto, the font's different. See that? It's called a font, F-O-N-T. And there's a website where you could get more fonts, and that's called The Font, D-A-F-O-N-T. And you could download any fonts from here, from this website. Let's do it again. The Font. What's a mobility search? What the hell is that? Let me change that, because that looks like it's a virus. Mobility search. I don't like that. So let's say search engine. Search engines, Google. Okay. Default browser. Okay, so you're good. Let's do this again. Type it in the search bar. The A. Why is this slow? The font, and then enter. Let me turn on the fan here. Hold on a second. Okay, because it's kind of hot. Okay, so the font. It's a place where you could download free fonts, right? And you go here. Let's say you like any type of font. Let's say you like retro fonts, right? You scroll down and you look at the fancy font. Let's say American Captain or Captain America or whatever, right? Let's say we do Cadigra. So you download the font. You click on download. Okay, give it some time. Let me see. Let me do this again. Okay, it's right there. So let's go where it downloaded. Computer's extra slow. The internet's extra slow today. Okay, go to download folder. That's where it usually saves. You see Cadigra, right? You open the Cadigra. You click on the TTF. That's the file extension for the fonts. They're usually TTF. Okay, you click on that. See, that's the font, right? And then you install the font, right? Codigra, that's the name of the font, right? It's installing the font in your document, right? Let me show you. Let me show you. I think we'll have to log off. Let's save it for now. Let's save it for now. Let's go in there again. Let's get out of Word and let's go back in Word again to look for that font that we just downloaded, right? And let's do the file name. Let's do this. Oh, not this. We don't want to change that. Let's go File. Let's go, no, not that again. Let's go File. Jesus Christ, come on. File. Let's go Windows 11 class. Okay, so let's say right there. So let's look for Codigra, right? Codigra. Let me see. It's under alphabetical order, right? This is the recent used fonts, the ones we used right now, right? So we're going to look at Codigra, which is the one I just downloaded from thefont.com. Codigra, C-O-D, Codigra, right there. See that? And now you could type in Codigra font, right? Like, Caesar's the man, okay? And then let's say, and now based on the Codigra, you could highlight the font and you could increase the size of the font up to whatever number you want, right? 72, 26, whatever size of the font, right? And also, instead of going into this thing, Control-Shift-P, that's that's a shortcut, Control-Shift-P to increase the font, right? But in this case, if you want to do it quicker, you could just click on the A, and then it makes it bigger. See that? Or if you want to reduce the font size, you click on the next one, decrease font size, right there on the side. So you reduce it, right? That's if you want to do cap locks or change a case, like lowercase or uppercase. See this? See that? Uppercase, lowercase. See that? Okay, in this case, that's if you want to change it to capital C, whatever. And then this is to erase. Clear all formatting. You don't want to clear it because, let's say, you cleared it, right? I went back to the default font, but I want to go back. So I click on undo, right? There you are. See that? Undo on the side there? So this is to erase, erase the formatting. The next one, it's bold. If you want to make it bold, like thicker, see that? See the difference? And this if you want to do italic. See that? And then if you want to underline, right there. Or if you want to strike through, right there. Or if you want to make a control type, very small letters just below the text. Like if you want to do ×2 or whatever, right? And then on the bottom, ×2 or ×2 on top. Like if you're doing like a mathematical equation, you want to do ×2 on top or the bottom, okay? This if you want to do a text effect, right? You click on that, and then you click on the text effect you want. So let's say I want the yellow. See? See the difference now? But make sure you're highlighting the font you want to change. If you don't have a highlight, it's not going to make any changes. So in this case, if I click on here, I could click anything, but it's not going to change anything because you got to highlight it in order for you to change it. So let's say you click, so you highlight that, and you go like this. See that? And this is what you need to do, all this. And you could outline it, of course. You could put a shadow to it if you like, and you could make the shadow in whatever color, whatever location you want the shadow. Let's say I want a shadow, right? See the shadow? Yeah. And see this, hold on a second. Text effects and typography. Add typography. Add some flair to your text by applying a text effect such as a shadow or a glow. You could also change the typograph settings to enable ligatures or choose a stylistic set. So you could change whatever you want based on this stuff here. And this is what's limited. You could do a reflection on the floor, on the ground, on the bottom. You could make a glow if you want it to glow. In this case, you could put a number or no number, or you could do a stylistic set like this. Less individual if you want to separate it, or if you want to do it like this. Okay? So that's for this. That's if you want to kind of make it a little bit funky. Okay? If you want to change the color, you could click on here. See that blue? Yellow? You could click whatever color you want. See, now it's pink. You got to highlight it first, of course. And let's do gray. See gray? And you could do whatever color you want right here. Let's go again. And let's read what it says. Text highlight color. Make your text pop out with highlighting, obviously in any bright color. Whatever color you want. You could choose whatever color you want. This is the colors, the default colors. You could stop highlighting. You could stop it from there. Or just click on here and stop it one time. Okay? The next is color of the font. You could change the color. So you click on here. You could change the font color, whatever color you want. Oh, computer's slow for some reason. So let's do just this part. Let's change the font color on this. See? Automatic, which is black. You could do red. See that red on the bottom there? You could do any color you want. Blue, green, yellow, red, and you could do the gray on the background. See that? Copy and paste. That would be the font. The font is to change the font to whatever font that you want. You could also include new ones from the font, or just look at the history of fonts that you have, whatever the favorite one you like. And then the size, of course, and then make it big, make it small, and then, so on and so forth. Okay, so the next tab is paragraphed. That's if you want to put bullets. Like right here. Let me put the cursor over here. Okay? Put a bullet. You click on a bullet. See that? The bullet? Where it says copy and paste, I put a bullet. Just like I showed you before. And then if you want to put a number, you number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or if you want to do multi-level list, like this. See that? It's more like for writing articles and books and legalities and whatever. That's if you want to do something like that. And this is numbering, create a numbered list. If you want to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a list. And the next one is create a bullet list. Next one, check it out. Okay, so the bottom one is if you want to create a paragraph and you want to align it to the center, so you highlight it, right? And you click on align to the center. If you want to click on align this is align to the left, align to the center. See that? Align to the right. See that? Or if you want to do a paragraph in squared paragraph. See the square paragraph, let's say your words are long, like this, and this, and this, and this. Okay, so let's say you want to do a paragraph in square. You click on here. See that? It'll square it off. Or if you want to do it in the middle like that, or if you want to do it like that. See that? Okay, the next one is called line and paragraph spacing. How much space you want from the bottom and up? Right now it's default to the 1. Let's do that's the 1. This is the 2. See the space? This would be 3. Like the space between the two words, right? The default is usually 1. Or if you want to add a space, you go there or remove a space, whatever. This one right here, theme colors, whatever color you want, right? See the whole thing? The whole paragraph is a different color. It's the paragraph. So I usually don't know theme color. So this is the font, this is the paragraph. The same, this is the heading, the style. Right now it's normal. You could do spacing, right? See that? No space. You could do more normal. You could do heading a little bit bigger. Now there's a lot of them there, but all these. See that? Intense. See that? With the lines across. I mean, you could do, or you could create a style and you clear it and you apply the style. Tile. See that? Okay. So this is the ribbon for fonts and the size of the font and the size of the paragraph and the location for the paragraph. And this is if you have a document that you want to find a word, a key word on the document, you type it in right there, right? You want to type in, I want to see where, I have a big document, I want to find where, let's say, paste is on the big document. I click on paste, and it finds my paste. See that? I found it. How many results? It's right here, see? It's highlighted in yellow. Let's say I want to look for another document, another word in the paragraph, and I'm going to look for Caesar, right? And you enter, it takes me to Caesar. See that? This is great when you have a big book with 100 pages and you want to go to a paragraph on the book, or you want to go into your article and you want to find that key word that you want to find, and and especially good for passwords. Let's say if you have a list of passwords and you want to find the password and you type in Google or whatever, and then Google, it'll take you directly to the field where the password is for Google. And this is if you want to replace information on the various, this is find first and then replace. See? Replace, search the text you want, like to change, and replace it with something else. Select, obviously this is select objects in your document, like right here. See, I'm selecting this. That's selecting. That's a manual way of doing it, and this is the automatic way of doing it. Okay? The next one's editing, same thing. You select it, you edit it. Most of the stuff when you select, you're going to edit. So that's that, as far as that goes. This is full screen. This is a ribbon, right? For full screen mode, let's say you click on full screen mode. Look at that. Okay? Yeah, I don't like the full screen. I like the original one. And then, but sometimes if you make a mistake and you click on full screen ribbon, just remember it's right in the corner. Okay? The next one is show tabs. See tabs? That's just with the tabs. Let me go back. File. Yeah. Let me see. Where did it go? Where did it go? That's on the bottom there. If you have different pages, you could see two pages. In this case, you only have one page, and you could just scroll to the left or the right, and you see the next page, kind of like a book, right? And on the bottom, you see the full page, and this is the print layout. This is how it's going to show when you print it out. And that's if you want to go online and see how it looks on a website. That's how it's going to look on a website. Okay? And this right here is to magnify the size, zoom it out or zoom it in. See that? So you make it smaller, you make it bigger. See that? So let me get out of that. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find it. It's usually here, but I don't see it. Something happened. But let me find it here. File. Nope. Layout, preferences, view. Probably view. Under view. Yeah, it's under view. See that? Yeah, it's under view. Every office is different. So this is the newest one. So they usually change everything around. But it's right here. So full screen mode, right? Or, and then click here again and just take it off. There you are. See that? That's just, oh, what's going on? Always show ribbon. Yeah, it's always show ribbon right here. But another location is from view, right? From view. Yeah. So let's go back to home. Okay. So this is also a tab right here. Switch ribbon, states and hide and show the quick access toolbar. The keyword, the shortcut is Control F1. Okay? Control F1. See that? Control F1. See that? Control F1. So that's another way of doing it. Let's say I take it out. I do full screen mode, right? And I do Control F1. See that? Hold on a second. Control F1. Not working. Okay. So let's go on this, and you go here, and you do show, always show ribbon. Okay, so this is it as far as home goes, right? Home. The next one is insert. A cover page, that would be for a book, for an article, whatever. Your document will make a great impression if you do a cover page. You could do a cover page on a resume, or a cover page on a script, or a cover page on whatever, a novel, whatever you type in. So you always need a cover page. You click on here, you do add a cover page, and you whatever, you look for the nicer one. Usually the first page would be that cover page. See that? The secondaries are secondary documents. See that? Okay, that's a cover. Blank page, you could add another blank page. So far you got 2 pages, you could add another blank page. See, now you got 3 pages. 1, 2, and the top. See that blank document right there, the top. The next one is page break. If you want to break them, Control, Return, you could break the pages. So the pages are broken now. See? This is for pages. Table is more for Excel, but if you want to add a table onto the page, let's go down. Okay, let's go down. Let's say you want to add a table, right? You could add as many as you want in the table on the page, right? Let's do 12. Insert 12 pages. See that? This is the table. See that? 12. See that? You can make them bigger, make them smaller, moving around. You can add them over here, whatever, you know. But that's if you want a table in there. So you insert a table, right? So let's read it. A table is a great way to organize information within the document. So you could add the table. Pictures. This if you want to insert a picture, right? So you click on Insert Picture. From this device, from stock images or online pictures. So online picture, let's say if there's a picture online, let's do cat or whatever, right? And you go cat, and then you look for the cat, you insert the cat, right? There's your kitty cat right there. Okay? And you put the cat in the table, or you could extract it from the table. See that? You could include it on the table, inside the table, whatever location of the table, right? Or you could take it out of the table, okay? And you could increase the size of the document. See that? Okay, so that's insert, right? Insert. So far, cover page, blank page, page break, right? Tables, if you want to add tables like this with information inside, you can do that too. Insert, you could insert any picture from the internet, from stock image or online sources, any form. You see, from this device, from your computer, you could look for a picture from your PC, stock images from Office, because Office has its own stock images, or if you want to go online and just look for some picture from the internet. Okay? Shapes. Next one is shapes. That's if you want to add a shape. Any type of shape. See all these shapes? Just highlight one shape here, and then you just go and do the shape. See that? And you could change the color on the shape. You click on the layout, and you change the color. See that? So that's for shapes. Okay, any shape you could add. You could add a circle, add a line. Let's add a line right here. See that? See the line? You could change the color of the line. You could change the color of the line. You could change the thickness of a shape. See? The shape's effects, the color of the shape, and you could make it bigger, make it smaller, you know, whatever, right? Let's go back to insert. So, yeah, shapes, right? So any type of shape, rectangle, trapezoid, banners, callouts, stars, basic shapes. Let's say you want to do a circle. You go like this, there's a circle, right? And you could change the color of the circle. You could add any color with a font with, see that? Any color, anything you want, okay? That's in the Insert tab and the ribbon. So pictures, shapes, okay? The next one is icons. If you want to add an icon, and you could download the icon from the internet, whatever icons you want. These shapes are pretty good for websites. The icons are pretty good for websites. Car. There's an icon of a car. Let's say you want an icon of a cat. It's an icon, right? And you click it, you insert it, there's your cat, and your cat could be bigger, whatever size you want on your cat. See that? Okay. So let's go back to insert. Every time you make a change, it's going to take you out of insert, right? Like what I did right now, it took me out of insert. Okay? So I'm going, let's say if I go icons again, and I look for, let's say, a baby, right? Click on the baby, I insert the baby, and see, I'm out of insert now. I'm in graphic format. See that? See the ribbon on top? So it took me out of that. So you can make the picture, it's a vector graphic, it's a JPEG sometimes, or a vector graphic. Quality is pretty good, it's not bad. But let's go back, you go to insert again, and that's it, we're in icons. 3D models, insert a 3D model, you can rotate and everything. So let's add something, a 3D model from the internet, right? Let's say you want to get, let's look at this. Let's do the dog. Let's insert the dog. It's a 3D model, right? It's going to take a little bit of time because it's a 3D rendering of that particular graphic. Give it some time. That's if you want to add a 3D model. You could add a house, you could add something that's in third dimension. It takes a little bit of time right now because your internet's kind of slow. So check it out. See the dog? It's moving. See that? It's a 3D model, and you can move it around. Look at this. Look at this. See that? It's a 3D rendering of that. Okay? And you can make it bigger, make it smaller, whatever the hell. See the dog right here? You could click on the view model. You could do up, down, side up, back. Look at his butt, everything. Okay? See below? Yeah. And you could add anything into the 3D model. See, it took you out of the tab and it took you into the 3D model tab. So let's go to insert again. Okay, so remember, 3D model. And you could type in anything in 3D model, anything you like. Okay, that's available here, of course. Let's say cat. Let's do a cat. Enter. See, there's different types of cats, right? The purpose of this, the 3D model, is you could send a postcard to somebody, a friend of yours, with a 3D model of their cat. Okay? Let's get the tiger. Let's say the tiger. Let's insert the tiger. Give it some time. It just takes time. It takes too much time. But it takes time because the internet's pretty slow right now for some reason. But there's the tiger now. See that? So you can make the tiger bigger. And you could just rotate. See that? Same thing. This tiger doesn't move, doesn't have any live action, but usually it's nicer when it moves, right? So insert. Okay, let's go to insert again. So you're at 3D models. Insert a 3D model so you can rotate and see it at every angle. Next one is smart art. You could insert all this tab is about inserting something, right? Insert. Smart art. Smart art graphics range from graphical lists and process diagrams for more complex graphics. Let's click on here. Let me see if there's a history. There's different types of process, this type of stuff. It's more for businesses, relationship, matrix. You could add more, Let's say you click on this one and you okay it. And it's already, and then you add the text into it and whatever. Make it look nice, right? Took you out of insert to smart art design. So let's go to insert again. So, and then smart art. And then now chart. You know what a chart is. Make it easy to spot a pattern, trends in your data, and then you edit this chart. And you have a long list of charts. History, a waterfall chart, the bar, a pie, column, a template, whatever. Right? Oh, you know what that is. Yeah. Screenshot. You could take a screenshot of this page and add it in there. See that? Okay, there's a screenshot. It took you to picture format. You make it smaller, make it bigger, whatever the hell. There you are. So, insert. Okay, so that's screenshot, right? Any screenshot of whatever you have, you could add it in there. You could get an add-in, right? So, it says here, browse add-ins. You could find add-ins and add new functionality to Office. Simply simplify tasks and connect your services that you use every day. So let's click on that, and there's add-ins you want to add in there. You could add Wikipedia in there. You could add any data you want. Microsoft Dynamics, DocuSign if you're signing something. Obviously, these add-ins is emoji add-ins, but you got to pay for these. These are not free. You know. There's other categories. The best one out of the year: Harmony, Communication, Document Reviewer. These are paid ads, so that's why you're in a store. See that store? And then your add-ins, you have no add-ins because you haven't opened an add-in yet. But sometimes it's good if you want to certify it, if you want productivity, if you want a tutorial, utilities, whatever add-in you want, you could add it in there. DocuSign Word, that's if you want to get a signature on that document, you could do that too in there. A code, if you want to do HTML code, or you want to do a code, a source code, if you want to get that, you could get the source code. Like this dog that moves right here has a source code, and you want to get the source code so you can create it for yourself. You add this easy code formatter. You add it, and you get the source code off of this, off the dog. Yeah. Okay. So my add-ins, you have no add-ins, right? That's if you want to get some, and you buy them, and then you use the ones you particularly have. If you buy some add-ins, that will be staying with you all the time. If you're signed into your account, the add-ins will transfer your services. So what? No, one-time charge. Yeah, it's pretty cheap. Add-ins like plugins. Let's do one. How much this is going to cost us here? We're not going to buy it. We're just going to know how much it is. Okay, come on. This is free. So this one was free. Some of them cost, right? So, yeah, add in. So let's go put add in, insert. Wikipedia, you know what that is. You could find a quote related to Wikipedia. Let's say if you're writing an article and you want to know about something, let's say Muhammad Ali, then you click on Wikipedia and type in Muhammad Ali and just copy and paste that information into the page. That's how the kids do it in college, for the essays and stuff. That's how they do it. Yeah. They copy and paste it from Wikipedia. Yeah, right. And the next one, it's online videos. If you want to insert videos from any source, and you could add it into your document, and you could type it in and just insert it, right? Usually YouTube videos. You could add YouTube videos in here. So let's say online videos. Let's go to a YouTube video real quick here. Let me see. Let's go here. Let's go YouTube. Let's look at a video real quick. Let's look at a video. Let's look at this video here and just copy this video, right? Copy it.
Forth. But this is that's if you
stop that because you don't want to hear it, and you minimize that, and you click on the video URL, right? YouTube, and then you insert it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Okay. Next one is.
Let me cancel that. So you saw that I inserted a YouTube video, right? Right there, on the page, right? And you could play the video within the page. Okay? You could insert any video that you like. See, it went to a different file format. If you want to add it smaller, you want to add some colors, you want to put some contrast, you want to put some text into it on top, whatever, right? So we'll go on that. But so far we're in insert, okay? So, videos, right? Links. If you want to add a hyperlink, Same thing. Link, remember? And you could add a link in there. See, I got a link already. See, address, there's the link for the YouTube. It's called a hyperlink. Let's read it, see what it says, so we have an idea what it means. Well, it doesn't have much information, it says link. You could get a bookmark, or you could cross-reference a link. Insert a bookmark. You know what that is. Website, whatever. A link. Create a hyperlink for your document so you could quick access to websites and web pages and files. Cross-reference links from one place to another. Okay? That's if you want to add a comment. The next one. Simple. Is if you like something, you could add a comment in there. Oh, I don't like this, I like this, whatever. For your sake. Header and footer. You insert a header and a footer. Header, it's on top. You can put a header on top. You know what a header is, right? Yeah, there's a header now. See, that's the header. And that's the footer on the bottom. See that footer? See the header on top of the page and the footer on the bottom of the page. Header and footer, see? And it opened a tab called header and footer. Okay, let's go to insert. Okay, there you are. So that's pretty simple. That's if you want to add a page, a number to the page, right? So how many pages you have? You got 4 pages now or 5 pages? 5 to 10 pages? Just click on here, and then you could put it on top of the page, or you could put it on the bottom of the page, or you put it below the margin. See that? Or you put it in the place where your cursor is. Let's say top of the page, if we want to number that page. Let's click on the plain one. See? 4. Top of the page, it's on the header. 4. Top of the page, you number them, right? You number the pages. So 1. See that? 1. So header and footer. So let's go insert. Okay, so header, footer, you probably heard about that before. Number page, that's easy. Okay? Let's say get it out of the header and footer. Let's go back. I usually do file. Let's do a blank document because we've got too much stuff in there. Okay, so let's go to insert. And the next one is if you want to add a text box. If you want to, you could type in anything in here, right? But you also could add a text box, see? And you could, whatever text box, however you want to see it, you could add a text box. See that? And you could change the colors and change the information on the text box, right? You could rotate the text box, right? If you're doing like an article for like print shop or something, like for news. And you could drag and drop this text box anywhere you want. See? Okay, so insert. That's a text box. The next one, it's a quick part. Insert perforated text. So let's say here, added auto text, if you want to add it to auto text from the gallery. Or you add a building block. See that? Building block. And you insert it. See that? Okay? So that's what it is for text. Yeah. The next one is you want to add word art. Remember on home, you had word art right here? This one? It's the same thing. This one on home and insert, it's the same thing right here. Okay? So you could click on that and you could just set the color and there's the text, right? Okay, word art. So let's go insert. And the next one below is drop like words around the word art, right? See that? Okay, so that's what it is. Add a signature line, right? You know what that is. You could put a name on the person, whatever, a signature line somewhere on the bottom usually. See, right there, see that? Signature line. Like if you write in a legal document, you could do a signature line. See? Let's do it again. You could type in whatever, the name of the person, and there you are. Signature line. Next one is, I think it's like a calendar type of thing or a date and time. This is the format of the date and time. You okay it, and it gives you the date and time. See that? And you can make it smaller, you could change the format of it, the color of it. You could change whatever you want on it. You could make it however you want it. So let's go File. Let's go New Page, because it's overwhelming. Too much stuff all over the place. It gets kind of confusing. So, okay. So you add in here an insert. You add an insert, a time and a date. So let's do this again. And then, okay. See that? Height and a date. And you could usually put that on the header or the footer on the document, right? But you have to click on the footer or the header to insert the time and the date. Okay? The next one, it's called an object. Obviously, insert an embedded object such as another Word document. Like if you have something or a chart from an Excel spreadsheet or whatever, just copy and paste it and you put it here. Okay? That's for text. Next one's equation for math. Okay, that's if you want to do an equation. Okay, in this case, you're not going to do equations. If you want to do equations, just do it on Excel. Don't do it on Word. But you could also do it on Word too. If you want to add an equation or a math equation on Word, you could also do it on Excel, which is better. Excel is better for that. Add a common mathematical equation to your document, such as an area of a circle of the equation formula. Okay? That's if you want to do that. In this case, we're not going to do equations on Word. We never want to do equations on Word. So, symbol. You know what a symbol is. There's a lot of symbols. So this is the list of symbols. Same with math. See this? Omega, perpetual, less than, more than, divided, division, multiplication, what a trademark, if you want to add a trademark to your word, to your logo, whatever. Or copyright, So that's for the equation. That's it for now as far as inserting. Okay, this is if you want to insert a document, insert an icon, a picture, a header, a footer, a Wikipedia article, a link, a video, a symbol, a text box, a header, and a footer. Or insert a page, insert a blank page, or you break the page. Okay? Keep in mind, always below. You could focus it. You could read mode, which is for 2 pages. You could do a singular print layout. You want to see how it looks on the printer when you print it out on a piece of document, or you want to see how it looks in a website. And this is the zooming. You can make it smaller, you make it bigger, whatever the size you want. So that would be for insert. Okay? Then, the next one's called draw. Okay? This is undo and redo, same thing. This if you want to insert, like if you want to draw, if you have a pencil, you could draw. But since you don't have a pencil, then it doesn't apply. If you had a pencil that came with your laptop, or if you buy a pencil, Dell sells a pencil, an electric pencil, that you could charge on the USB port, and you could use it to type in information. Usually doctors and graphical designers and stuff like that buy those pencils to draw within the page itself. Okay, and the reason why there's no input, so it's shaded, because you do not have a pen or an eraser or a lasso or a shape or any tool that you could play with. Okay, next one is selecting the picture. Let's say if you draw something with the pencil, you could select it with this. Select objects including ink, shapes, and text areas. Especially useful for working with objects behind the text. Okay? That's if you want to select the whole drawing shape. If you draw something, you do a circle, you draw a circle, and then you do it here. This is grayed out because you don't have the option of drawing at this rate, because you do not have, if you had a pencil, it would give you that option. Okay? At this rate, you don't have that option because you don't have a pencil to draw, or a tablet that you connect to the computer or whatever. But this doesn't apply at this rate, but I'm just teaching you this so you have an idea what it does. Obviously erasing, right? The next one is the color, the pen black, the pencil or red, black, red. Next one is a pencil, gray, and next one's a marker or highlighter, yellow, whatever. You could change the colors. The ink to shape, you could automatically refine the draw shape. Ink to math, if you want to type in something in math and you want to change it. And the whole canvas is the whole real estate of the page. And if you're doing a drawing, or if you want to do an instant replay, you could see the history of the drawing you made right here. In this case, non-applicable since you do not have a pencil and you're not going to be a graphical artist or anything like that. Okay? So it doesn't matter. The next one is called designed. Okay? You could design the article however design you want to do it. There's different types of themes, right? Different colors, different color scheme, different fonts. So you click on the ones you like the most. Okay? You could browse the themes if you want to create a theme, if you have one. Or you could also download a theme or reset the theme from a template, right? So this is the theme. So let's do a theme. Let's do this one. And then you start typing and whatever, right? Make the theme. That's how it's going to do. The next one is called colors. Okay, you could choose the colors of the theme, the colors of the article. You know, whatever colors you want, you could include in there. There's all the color sequence for that theme, for that document that you're making. Okay, that's colors. And this is the font that you want to work on the theme. So let's say you like whatever font you want, a default font. The default font is usually Calibri, but you could make Arial font or Kandara font or whatever fonts you want. Even the one we downloaded, we could also do the theme from there. Okay? So that's the font, right? That's for the article. That's the design of the page. The next one is the paragraph, the spacing. You know what that is. No space, compact, tight, open, relaxed, double. It's a spacing on the formatting of the document. You know, between the words. Okay. So usually this 1 inch below every word. Like if there's a line, there's usually an inch below that. So it separates the lines, right? So the effects, this is the effects, quick change to general look of the objects in your document. So usually you want to change, in this case, you could do options as various borders, visual effects, shading, shadows, whatever you want to add in the look in there. Make it look funky kind of thing. Okay? And this is the default. Yeah, you don't want this. This is applying themes. Obviously, if you want to apply themes, but you don't want to do that. So you're never going to use this unless if you write articles. You know, I doubt it. So, and this is the default. Whatever the theme you have, it's always going to be your default, the one you pick. Okay? Instead of just having the same, you could create your own default and you could always have it. Watermark, if you want to put a watermark in the document stating confidential, urgent, original, top secret, whatever watermark you want to put in the background. Or not original, or whatever. See, when you buy something, usually it has a watermark because you haven't paid for it. But if you pay for it, then they take out the watermark. Okay? That's more for like legal documents. When somebody creates a legal document on a Word format, then you can put a watermark so you can't be using that same legal document for something else because it has a watermark. You could put in there do not copy or not original, whatever. And obviously the page of the color, you could splash a color in the page instead of just having plain white. Okay? If I click here, see it gives you different colors. If I click on watermark, it gives you different options, right? See that? Do not copy, confidential, draft, sample, whatever. Urgent, top secret, whatever. The colors, any color that you want. You could do fill effect, you could do more colors. If you don't like these default colors, you could make your own color by clicking here. See that? You could do custom colors. See that? Custom colors. So depending on the colors. Borders, you know what a border is. It's a shade, a border or a shading. It's around the page itself. It draws focus and adds a stylish touch to your document. So there's different borders. See, there's thick border, thin border, shadow border, box border, automatic border. You can change the color of the border, whatever, right? You could remove one side of the border. You could click on here. You could the bottom side, the left side, the top side. You could do it on the whole document. You could do it in a section, whatever. That's a border. There's different types of borders. You could create your custom border, you know, right here. Page border shading. If you want some shade, you could do black shade. You could do clear, stylish. You could do 5%. You could do the automatic color. You could do this color. See that? So it's just for borders. So that's that. The next one is called design. Actually, no, we're in design already. Next one is called layout. The reason why I'm giving you a rundown of this is just so you have an idea of what it means and what's the sole purpose of it. The reason we have the video is so you can kind of refresh your memory every time you look at the video and you know what's the purpose of it. Okay, so that's the sole purpose. I know I'm doing it pretty quick, but I'm trying to be as explicit as possible, so you understand the purpose of every single tab here. So the next one is a layout. Layout of the page. This is how you change the margins. The margin is how close the document, the words are to the edge of the document. You could change. This is a custom layout. I usually do narrow margins. It gets to the closest to the page, because sometimes when you do a page, usually the only printable or the only place you could type in is inside the margin. See this little box where it says moderate? Yes. Okay. So layout. So margins. Margins is just the inside is the margin. The edges is the margin, the size of the margin. And this is like 0.5, that's 1 inch. That's the 1 on the top, and then 0.75 on the sides. And this is 1 on the top and 2 on the sides, thick margin. The only place you could add text information is inside in the boundaries of the margin, okay? You cannot add information, or you cannot type in anything or add text or photos or documents or anything outside the margin, around the margin right here. Only inside. That's the only real estate that you have when you have a wide margin. I usually like to do the custom margins, or I could do my own margin. See, I could do a small margin. I could do 1 or 0. You don't want to do 0. You want to do 1. You want to do 1. See how the margin's looking now? Do 1, 0.1 actually, not 1. See that? So that hardly has any margin, right? And then you okay it, and that's it. And then this is where your orientation, right? That's where you change to either portrait or landscape. Usually every page is portrait, but let's say if you have a calendar that you want to do, or something that requires a landscape, then you do a landscape page. Meaning it's like kind of like widescreen, right? This is a regular portrait, and this is the landscape, okay? This is the size of the page. This is the custom size of the page. That's 8.5 by 11. That's a letter, and the 8.5 by 14 is legal, okay? This is for a legal document. This is for a regular page, okay? I usually use A4 because that's a standard for like documents. A4 right here, okay? If you don't have a legal document, it's usually A4. And there's more shapes. You could do your custom shape if you want. Let's say you have a form, a piece of paper that's a size of a certain size, then you could customize the page size, right? Based on the size of page that you have in the printer. This is more like for plotters, where you like print out like drafts from architects, and the size of the page is different usually. It's not the same as 8.5 by 11. It's usually big. So, what happened? I lost you there. Okay, let me log in again. Can you approve? Can you approve that? Accept that? I'll be back. Give me 1 minute. real quick. I'll be back. Okay, I apologize. Let me see here. Okay, so we're back to the size of the document. Okay, so close that out. So, size of the document, right? It says here, choose a paper size for your document. Next one is columns. We're still in the tab where it says layout. So columns, if you want to add, split the text in 2 or more columns, like this, check it out. You want 1 column, you got 2 columns, 3 columns, left columns, right columns. You could do more columns. Whatever columns you want, you could do here. You could do 20 columns if you want. See that? And you want to do the width, whatever. So you could do as much as you want. So I'm going to cancel that. Page breaks, the same as an insert. You could break the page and make it into colors, into sections. Let's say you want to do 5 pages, you break the page. Line and numbers, if you want to add a line, number in the page itself, if you break the page. Hyphenation. You want to do hyphen, let me see here. Let me read it to you here. It's a word runs out of room. Say what?
I like hyphenation.
Yeah, okay. So there you are. It helps you create more uniform spacing. So if you want to look at nice, make it look pleasing, right, to the eye. That's if you want to write like a book or something, or a memoir or something. Indent, that's if you want to put it to the indent to the left or indent to the right on the paragraph. See the way you look at it here, see the line? It's to the left or the right. Okay, spacing obviously between the 2 words. Like there's a space, there's this change in above, that's the space. You could increase or decrease the space between the words, right? And this is after, if you want to redo, like how much space between up and down, before and after, right? Before and after space in the paragraph. Okay, so this, if you have, let's say, let's insert a picture. Just insert anything, a cat, whatever. Okay, hurry up. Let's do this cat right here. Insert it. Oh, I didn't like it. Let's do this again. Let's do cat again. Let's do this cat. Let's go layout. Where's the cat? I don't see the cat. Oh, there's a stupid cat. Beautiful cat, sorry. Layout. I think we did layout. Okay, we're doing layout. Come on, hurry up. Okay. So margin, orientation, size, columns, right? Left and right, remember that. This is where you want to put the cat, the object, in the corner, and the left, and the right, inside the document, within the document, on the document, on top of the document, and back of the document, whatever, right? So position in the bottom right with square text wrapping. Everyone has a description. Top left with square text, top right, top left, top center, So you could, and the text wrap, same thing here. See that? You want to do it square, inline, tight, through, or top and bottom. That same thing. That's for usually for either words or images, right? Okay, this is bring forward, bring back. If you already did it, let's say we do it behind the text, right? It's behind the text. You could type in any words right here. You can't see them right now because it's black. But let's say here. Let me see here. Let me see if I can. Come on. It's just too slow. Well, the point is you could bring it back or send it back or bring it forward. You could select the document and make it smaller, make it bigger. You could either do it from here or do it from this. See, make it smaller. That's if you want to align it with the document, with the objects, with the text, with the margins, with the edge of the page, or whatever. That's you align it right there. Automatic align. See that? Align left, right, center, middle, whatever. And then the next one is rotate. You could rotate the picture 360 degrees, 90 degrees, whatever. Yeah, you know that. Okay, that's rotating. So, okay. So let me make a new page because it gets kind of slow. Okay. So good. So we're in layout. So we did all this stuff. The next one is references. Table of contents. If you want to do a reference, an overview of what it is, kind of like a manual, you know? Like when you do a manual, it gives you a table of contents. That's what it is. That's if you want to add a text to the table of contents. That's if you want to update the table of contents, right? This is to insert the footnote on the table of contents. You know, add a note to the bottom of the page. That's a footnote. Remember, header and footer. Remember that? Well, this is a footer. Okay? That's if you want to add a footnote and you want to add a new next footnote. This if you want to change or search a word in the table of contents. If it's like a long listed table of contents, it could be 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. And you want to look at something, just click on search, and you'll find the based on the word, you'll find the location of the word. Okay? Citation. You could add a citation, like if you want to add a credit or something in the book, or you want to cite something, or you want to add a material, or you want to add a source, or a hyperlink, or a word, or format citations according to the select style. Okay, you manage the sources. That could be an online citation. It could be a quote from the internet. It could be something you write down. It could be different amount of sources. Okay, list of all sources cited in this section. Bibliography. Insert a caption. You know what a caption is. Kind of like what it means on the bottom. Kind of like the caption subtitles and when you're watching TV, there's a caption on the bottom. Yeah. Table of figures, same like the table of contents, same thing. But it's in numbers. And it's a reference based on numbers. And based on the page. Insert the table it's based on the page. Cross-reference, same thing. You want to cross-reference one information to another. You want to see if it's correct, if it has any errors. Mark an entry if you want to mark something, highlight something, select the text, and then you index that word, right? Index. You could insert an index, a keyword that's more important. Let's say the document's talking about cats. So you highlight the cat word, and that's an index, and you index that word, right? Because the subject is about the cat, right? Yeah. This is more for people that write memoirs, autobiographies, and stuff like that. This basically doesn't basically apply to you in this case, but you got to know about it. This is the authorities. Who's got the authority over this table of contents? So this is where you type, citation. Table of authorities. Who's the owner? How many owners? Who's got access to the document? So on and so forth. Yeah. See? Next one is for mailings. Mailings, if you want to do an envelope, right? And there's different size of envelopes. So let's click on that. And this is how the delivery, the address, return address, see how it looks right here? That's a preview. This is how you have to feed it on your printer. Depending on the printer that you have, it'll give you the way you're supposed to feed the paper or feed the envelope. Yeah. And then you print, yeah, and you print, boop, and then it prints out this information that you wrote onto the envelope, right? Yeah. And then if you have e-postage, like if you're paying postage online, then you add the properties here, and then it prints out a copy on the doc, like postmaster, um, first class, mail. It prints it on the actual envelope, so you don't have to put a stamp in there. It's like prepaid envelope kind of thing, right? Yeah, and this is the size of envelope, right? There's different sizes of envelope. It's a big envelope. This is the same size, legal size, U.S. letter size. This is depending on the envelope. See the size of the envelope? This is depending on the size of the envelope. Yeah, there you are. That's a standard size. See, that's a standard size 9 and size 10. See that? So printing options, the way you want it to print on the printer. Depending on how it gets the information, you can do it from here. But since you don't have a printer, it doesn't automatically default here. But if you had a printer, it'll give you an image of how you're supposed to put the envelope in the printer. Okay? So that's what it is. That's if you want to print something on the envelope. Labels, you know what a label is. You could do labels. Single page, you could do a single row, 20 rows, whatever, right? How many columns? You could do 5 columns or 6 columns, right? And then that's what it is for envelopes, right? You know what labels are. You buy the labels. And then sometimes when you buy the label, it'll give you the format of the label, right? So you look at the label size and you go in here, what kind of label? It's for DL size document or Monarch document or media label document or whatever base. It's once you buy the labels, it'll tell you right outside what's the format on the labels. Therefore, you change the format on the label in here. See this? Based on what it says on the label wrapper, or yes. We go into mailings. Yeah, no, you log in. First starts out with home, and then you go to mailings. Yeah. Yeah. So mailings, okay? That's where you go. That's where you put the envelopes or the labels. Okay? You could choose from popular sizes and specific labels. So whatever labels you get when you buy the labels, it'll tell you what's the file format of the labels so you could print it out on your printer. And make your, yeah. You can mail merge. Let's say you buy a database. And let's say you're in the business of sending letters to people because you want to sell your services or whatever you provide. In-house care, whatever. And you want to send, let's say, 10,000 mailers to people. This is how you buy the database of the older people that you want to send the mailers to, and then you merge them. You merge that information to this. On the letter, on the directory, on the label, on the envelopes, on the email messages, however option you want to do, either from an envelope to a Word document to an email to whatever format. In a letter, you mail merge. Okay? You select the recipient. Let's say you want to only you got a list already from existing list or from Outlook accounts or from the new list that you purchased, right? You insert that list, right? You entry, you find, you add a new entry and you type in, copy and paste all the list of all the people. Then you select the people that you want to send the letter to. But that's more if you work out of your house and you're sending mailers to people, like vast mailings, like every month. Like when I used to be in the mortgage business back in the day, I used to send thousands of mailers. I used to send 4,000 to 6,000 mailers every month or every 2 weeks. So I had to do this mail merge. I used to do this, and I used to do it out of a laser printer and just print thousands of mailers every day. And I used to just scan and print the first class letter onto the envelope, and I used to send them out. Okay? Yeah. So this is more for that. Okay? Edit recipient list. You don't have a list yet, but if you get a list, you could copy and paste the list into the recipient list. Or you could edit once you get the list, then you could delete words like, "Oh, I don't send me any mailers anymore." Whatever. Let's say you're working at it with a doctor and you're doing filing invoices for doctors like hospitals. You work for a hospital and you work out of your house and you're sending invoices to people. Well, this is what you use for that. Usually the doctors give you a letter, oh, you got to pay, or it goes to collections or whatever. You use that same letter and you send it out and you merge that letter that you have from the doctor or from the collection company or whatever, and then just mail the list of the people that haven't paid, right? Yeah, that's the purpose of this. Highlight merge fields, like in this case, since we have one, in this case, we don't have one. You block the address, meaning you add an address to your letter on every person, right? Greeting line, add a greeting line to the letter that you're going to send out. You say, hi, thank you for your time, whatever, thank you for the business, whatever greeting line you want to add in there. Merge a file, or let's say you have the database from the bank or the hospital, the doctor, whatever. They give you a list. Well, you merge that information onto your letter, right? From here. Okay? Specific rules for the mail merge. For instance, you could use if, then, or else to show some local phone numbers. Yeah, you could add different rules, like for a phone, for a number, for a fax, for an email. Add in there the country, region, whatever. It's the rules. Match fields, like you can match the word to the list. Like you can indicate that the custom field home, and home is the list where the home is. Let's say you buy a list and it has, like let's say here, select a recipient, type a new list, right? Right here, see this right here on the bottom? See this title, first name, last name, a co-name, add fields. You could add fields here. Blanks, non-blank, state, California. You could add additional entries, right? You could add a different entry. You could find an entry. You could delete an entry. You could customize the columns. See, this is the list. You could include a delete and add new list. Let's say you buy a database. You usually have already the fields already in there. But sometimes you got to add additional fields. You could add a field in there and you could say test. That's a field. See, it's right there. And you could move it down, move it up. See that? Okay. That's for the book. That's for the text delimited document that you purchased from a database company or provided by your hospital, the doctor, whoever provided the list. This is where you do the entry. Okay? But you don't have right now a list, so doesn't apply, right? Yeah. So ABC is when the document is finished. Okay? This is find a recipient. If you want to find a specific person, that's if you want to check for errors on the document that you wrote, on the letter. You want to make sure you don't have any errors, or the documents that the document that you're sharing, or the document that you're inserting into this mailing list, that is correct, and all the fields are correct. And sometimes when you buy a database, it gives you the name, the phone number, everything. But sometimes it could be missing fields, right? Sometimes, let's say you get 10,000 of them and it's missing a field, like it's missing the last name, or it's missing the address, or it's missing California, or it's missing the state. Then you have to add that field, right? And this will give you, let's say you have 4,000 in the list, 4,000 people in one list. Well, this helps you check for errors on that list, or if it's missing something. Yeah, it's missing a field. And then you obviously, when you're done, you finish and merge. First you check to see if you have any errors, and then you merge it and finish it.
Hey, Caesar, why did you quit the mortgage business?
Economy crashed 2007.
No, but why? Why?
Because the economy crashed. There was no financing.
That's right, 2008 it crashed.
Well, it's more like 2005, but I had a pipeline of loans for like 40, and there was no financing. But I like computers more than financing. I've made a lot of money doing mortgage loans and stuff and selling properties, but it was overwhelming, and it was too many people in the loan business. Every time you submitted a loan, there was like 20 people working with your loan, and there was a lot of margin of error, and so it was just too stressful. but the economy crashed and there was no financing. The securitizers weren't lending money anymore, and we had all these pipeline approved loans, and they couldn't go nowhere because nobody was going to finance them. So that's why I gave up. And there was no money to be made. It was just spinning my wheels, just wasting my time. No profits.
Yeah, well, you were smart.
Yeah, well, but originally I went to computer science, computer school, and I wanted to do just computers originally. But the economy crashed also in the early 90s, the e-commerce. So we're in the same story. Computer market crashed in the 90s, and the real estate mortgage crash in 2005. So there you are. So we're going to stop at mailings now. So let's do all this so we have an idea what all this is. Then we'll go to review and view and help. Okay? And then we'll try to do something here. But so far, so good.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
any questions?
I always watch these all the time.
Yeah. Well, good for you. It's a reminder. I mean, we don't retain everything, so it's good to have something like that, like a reference for us to read and look at. Helpful, right? It'll refresh your brain every time. Every time you look at it, it goes back to. So, so good, good. Okay, Gigi, I'll talk to you on Wednesday. Wednesday, okay?
And you have a wonderful day. Thank you.
You too. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.